As you might remember, last week I helped Corliss run errands with picking up shoes and such. When we went to get the shoes, some of them weren't at that store, so they were put on hold at two different locations. We ended up continuing that adventure this weekend. We ended up meeting at the mall because she had some things she wanted to pick up first. We ended up stopping by Earthbound because my cousin's birthday was coming up and I wanted to get some crystals to be part of the gift. To our surprise, it was buy one get one 50% off. That's a bit dangerous for Corliss and me. We only went in to get a few crystals for my cousin, and both of us came out with a nice little collection. We aren't mad about this at all. They're awesome additions, and it's hard to beat that price, but the unexpectedness of it all. We also found that they would be starting a rewards program soon, which is further incentive for us to go back, on top of the sweet merchandise and the awesome friendly staff. Before leaving the mall, Corliss made a return for an online purchase. Waiting wasn't all that bad since we weren't in much of a rush, but the hot, muggy, humid atmosphere of the store definitely didn't make the wait super comfortable. The next stop was a bank for Corliss. I decided to wait outside and watch the clouds since it was such a beautiful sky. While waiting outside, I almost witnessed a major accident. A couple was crossing the street while a car waited to turn right. Once the couple had walked across, the car had the green light to turn right, so they began to do it. The thing is, a car on the opposite side of the street decided to speed into the intersection to turn left. The other car was already basically complete with their right turn, so their car swerved around into the opposite lane of oncoming vehicles and sped past the car turning right. I'm glad that no one got hurt, because, oh my gosh, but I just stood there in disbelief, blinking and trying to process what I had just witnessed for the rest of the time until Corliss got back, because wow. We stopped by one of the shoe stores to pick up one of the held pairs, where Corliss also found a pair of flip-flops and sandals on super clearance. She was super excited and told me that normally they would sell for $100, but she was getting them for $15. Before venturing to the other store, we picked up some food for Corliss and were on our way. The other store was a ways down south, but we decided to make another adventure out of it. We found the store easily, and Corliss received her other pair of shoes on hold pretty quickly. Since we were in an area we don't normally visit, we decided to check out what else was in the area. We discovered there was a crystal shop pretty close and went to check it out. It was called Prospectors. We weren't sure exactly what to expect since we hadn't visited or heard of it before, but we were incredibly and pleasantly surprised. There were crystals everywhere. It was almost like a dream. We were so happy and excited. We became super absorbed in the store, losing track of time and discovering something new each time we revisited a section because there was just so much. I kid you not, they're just everywhere. Like everywhere you look, there's more and more beautiful crystals. We had intended to check out the Silver Lady store John had informed us about last week, but we had been so engrossed at Prospectors that much time had passed, and so at that point, it was already closed for the day. We were a bit disappointed, but we had no regrets about Prospectors. It was so amazing. There was a review for the store online, and that review claimed that there's a heaven on earth, and I found it today. If I ever win the lottery, this is the first place I will go. I felt like I won the lottery just walking into this place. I literally just stood there with my mouth wide open in awe. It was literally a dream come true. I could spend an entire day just gawking at the gorgeous items. I can die a happy woman now. Honestly, this review is no lie. It's completely true. Whew, we can't wait to go back. This is definitely one of our absolute favorite stores now. On the drive to the store, we kept seeing repeating numbers. Seriously, all the way to Prospectors, there were 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 0s. They kept popping up everywhere, repeating in groups of doubles, triples, and quadruples. Like 9999, like just groups of those numbers popping up everywhere. The numerology was extremely high. And my total for checking out at Prospectors, it happened to be $123.45, ascending numbers. And Corliss's was $93.93, her birth year, twice. No joke. The whole experience just, whew, it was incredible. This experience just left us in awe. Once we walked out of the store, we happened to run into one of my students from the toucan class and her family. It was surprising since the school is a considerable, but, not anything outrageous or anything, drive north. And, we just come to realize that there are no coincidences in life. And it was just really interesting, but also like just great seeing their smiling, happy faces, especially, considering that the last time I actually saw them physically was back in the beginning of March. So that's been months. It really, really, really is a small world. Oh my goodness. Whew. It was such an experience and absolute no regrets. Crystals everywhere. I love them so much. It's just, there aren't even words to accurately describe just the vibe of this place. There's just crystals everywhere. And a lot of them are locally sourced, but then there are others that are found in places like Brazil. I'm trying to remember where else they were from, but they come from everywhere and also locally, and it's just really cool. And they have all sorts of different shapes and sizes and types and colors, and it's like, we want this. Like, thinking back to what John was talking about at Sunshine Daydream about how, you need a place to store your crystals. Like, one day, this will be me and Corliss. Like, no joke. There are just so many. So many. They look so cool. There were some that were sculpted. There were some that were in the raw. There were some that were tumbled stones. There were some that were points. There were some that were towers. There were some that, were polished. There's just so many different kinds, and everywhere you look, you just found more and more, and you could look at one area and be like, I've seen everything, and then come back like a minute later, like, how did I miss this? Like, that was what Corliss and I did. It's like, wait, how did we miss this? It was literally right here. Like, how did we, oh my gosh. And the lady who ran the store, she told us that there was a lady because there were some paintings up, and they are for sale, and Corliss was really drawn to the one with elephants because she's big on elephants. But the lady at the store was telling us about how that artist who did the paintings used to do classes, but with the whole, situation going on with the world, and she has a new baby and everything, she put all her classes on hold, but hopefully she'll come back because she's a pretty sweet artist. It looked really cool. And they just have so many interesting things there. They have fossils, they have amber, they have just so many different kinds of crystals and gems and stones and minerals. It's just wow. Just, there's so many interesting things. Like, I could easily spend a day there, no joke. So after we finished up at Prospectors, we stopped across the street to pick up some sparklers for Corliss. I have to agree with her. Anime makes sparklers and summer festivals seem like so much fun. Just, it makes the whole entirety of Japan look so much fun, I'm not gonna lie. But funnily enough, she told me that she wanted sprinklers on accident instead of sparklers, and I laughed and remarked how confused the staff would be if she went up to them and asked for some sprinklers at a fireworks stand. She genuinely considered asking for sprinklers for the humor of it all. While waiting in line to check out, we noticed that there was a sign explaining there was some sort of reward system. I'm sure some people take advantage of this reward system, but I noted to Corliss it'd be game over if this was for a crystal store. We'd go all out, no hesitation, no regrets, if that was the reward system for a crystal store. Whew. Too bad it was only for fireworks, but we still had a lot of fun. We stopped by a snow cone shop a ways out for Corliss since it's her favorite. It used to be called Glaciers. Last summer it was renamed Tropical Paradise. Now it's called Under the Sun. I wonder why it keeps changing its name, but Corliss loved her snow cone, so that's what's most important. We wondered how we should continue our adventure. Cordless and I had been looking forward to the Silver Lady, but it was no longer an option since it was now closed for the day. She was bummed that the crystal stores closed so early. I reminded her that one crystal store we went to in Chicago stayed open later, so there could be one somewhat in the area that was still open here. Mystic Valley was still open, but it was neither really close nor really far. We decided to go for it and check it out since we'd never been there. It was a neat shop with beautiful crystals, not as many as Prospector's, but still a very nice selection. It was interesting to find that it had its own little cafe inside, too. Neither of us had expected to add to our collection, or at least not to the extent that we did, but we had no regrets. They even gave us a free crystal stone with our purchase. We weren't starving or all that hungry when we left, but Domino's was right next door, and the green and red peppers pizza with garlic parmesan sauce, whew, it's amazing. We decided to order it and then go hang out at a nearby park. Turns out I had been at the park before several years ago to celebrate my aunt's wedding. It's a small park, but it was nice and peaceful. Birds sang, and there was a nice greenery. After eating a bit of pizza and enjoying the scenery, we decided to walk around the park. We found a really neat car nearby. Corliss originally thought that it was covered in stickers, similar to my car, but it was actually license plates. It was such a unique and interesting find. We were just blown away because all the effort and details, to put this together, come on. It was such a fun adventure full of surprises. Life can be so interesting and full of abundance. We're so lucky to be alive. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day and have your own adventure. Bye!